Whispers from Heaven. I mean, that title sounds curious.
I had an accident in 2012 and it kind of halted my life. And I had to change my trajectory of my career. So you just take a moment to pause, to pray in the busyness of life, and to connect with our Creator. For all parents, I pray that you love life every single minute. Don't take it for granted. Embrace all that brings you joy and fills you with light in your heart. And whatever keeps God at the center of your heart, may your journey be fulfilling and full of purpose.
This is the Christian Readers Community Podcast.
A quiet whisper in the night so near, stories of faith that draw you here. The words unfold like morning's glow, a place of truth where hearts will grow. A gentle breeze that turns the page, wisdom passed through every age. Come gather around and take your seat, the Christian Reader's Tales complete.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Christian Readers Community. I'm excited as always to be back, and I have with me an amazing lady, and she has some beautiful stories to share. So I'll just go on ahead and welcome my guest. Welcome to the show, Belinda Dawn Allen. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too for joining me. So, would like you to tell us about yourself.
I am a children's Christian author, and I'm also a minister, and I'm a grandmother that's raising my spirited 9-year-old grandson, who definitely keeps me on my toes.
Okay, alright. So, how many books have you written?
I have written 20 books so far.
Ooh, that's huge.
Thank you. It's been a tremendous and wonderful journey. Starting from a prayer. That's it.
Mm-hmm. When did you start writing professionally? Yeah.
Professionally?
Yeah.
I started writing my stories back when I was in my early years of college, just something fun that I would do, sitting on the beach after a walk in nature. And then I had an accident in 2012, and it kind of halted my life. And I had to change my trajectory of my career. And I just started reaching out and praying to God, what is it that I'm supposed to do? And I just kept going back to and connecting to my writings. And then a few years later, I had my lovely and beautiful grandson, and I just started connecting the dots between my writing and our life experiences and scriptures from the Bible, and everything just started flowing. So writing probably over about a year and a half to 2 years ago, and everything has just been flowing.
Oh, wow. This is awesome. So are your books children fiction books or children non-fiction books?
Almost all of my stories are based from real life experiences, so I would say it's nonfiction.
Oh, okay. So could you share with us about one of them?
Yes. One of my favorite books is this one. It's called A Birthday to Share, and it is a true story about my grandson Gabriel and his best pal Golden Doodle Marley, and they share the same birthday. So it's about them celebrating their birthdays together through the years and the bond between a dog and his best pal.
Okay, wow. Okay, so I mean, how was the celebration like, since you said it's a real life story?
Amazing. every year gets more exciting. We do the little cupcake for her, we call it a little pup cup, and just have a fun time, let go and relax and enjoy, a birthday celebration between a dog and best friend, my grandson Gabriel. It's just a beautiful connection, because when we bought the puppy, we didn't know that they shared the same birthday. It wasn't until after we got the puppy, brought the puppy home, I was reading over her file that we got from the breeder, and my grandson wasn't even here. He was away for the weekend with his other grandparents. So I'm sitting there with a cup of coffee, and I look at the paper, and it says date of birth, and it's the same birthday as my grandson. And I said, this is my sign, God. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be writing and getting my stories out for people to hear. And this is what started it. And I've been going and going and going.
Yeah, you obviously have, because you've published 20 books. Wow, that's awesome, really. So, why did you see that birthday and you felt like, okay, this is my story to share? What do you want kids, other kids to learn when they pick up the book? Do you want them to enjoy themselves, have a good time, reading, or is there any specific reason why you felt this is a story to share?
Well, I think my books from the Whispers from Heaven series actually provide more than they're more than books. It provides an experience, a chance for families to slow down, to just take a moment to pause, to pray in the busyness of life, and to connect with our Creator, God, to notice God together. It's so important to take that time. And I mean, we all know in the busyness of life that more often not than it does, people take the time to connect. And it's so important. I have Bible verses woven into my books, so in a way that little ones can understand, and parents, grandparents, Sunday school teachers, missionaries, they can also relate to it because they're part of our everyday life. So the parent encouragement part of this stories is important too, and I do include that in the beginning of most of my books, where it says, to the person reading this story, and I stop and I connect as if I'm talking to that person, their life, the Bible verse that I've chosen for the story, and how it applies to them. And that's become an important piece of my books and my series, is that the parents matter too. The parents need that connection, because when they're connected better, then their kids are connected better.
I'd like to ask you, the series Whispers from Heaven. I mean, that title sounds curious, especially for a non-fiction book. Can you tell us about it? About the series?
Whispers from Heaven is really exactly that. Whispers from Heaven, whispers from God, because that's how my series was created, because He whispered to me in prayer and answered in real life. And once I just stopped and paused, I realized what He was telling me. Now is the time. You have to get your stories out. And once I did that, and I started praying more focused towards and listening to I call them whispers because they are whispers from God, whispers from heaven, everything just started flowing. So it's been a beautiful experience. It really has.
You mentioned something earlier about connection, between parents and their kids. So it's your book only classified for children, or do you have the ones written for parents as well?
I do not have books written for parents. It's geared towards ages 3 to 9, but I have included an parent encouragement in the story. It just allows them, because if you remember, I said that my stories create an experience with loved ones. It's from the beginning, they start with to the person reading the story, and then it goes into a child prayer that can be shared and said aloud between the parent, child, caregiver, or Sunday school teacher, whoever's reading the story, and then the story. And then you have the story, and then you have prompt questions at the end to help enrich the time spent together. And then most of the books have activity pages at the end, so then they can connect to the story, the meaning, the title. It's just a beautiful time spent together.
Yeah, a beautiful time spent together. All right, so I'd like you to say a word or two of encouragement to parents who feel overwhelmed, or caregivers who feel overwhelmed, or caretakers who feel overwhelmed, rather.
I'd like to answer that question and say that the first thought that comes to mind is to embrace with Psalm 103, verse 17. But from everlasting to everlasting, the Lord's love is with those who fear him, and his righteousness with their children's children. And I say that because for all parents, I pray that you love life every single minute. Don't take it for granted. Embrace all that brings you joy and fills you with light in your heart. And whatever keeps God at the center of your heart, may your journey be fulfilling and full of purpose. Build it on the unshakable foundation of faith and love. And that's how you can bring your heart back to peace. It's not a perfect road, but it's, let me put one foot in front of the other. That's the type of journey that it is.
It's not a perfect road, but let me put one foot in front of the other. Wow. Okay, that's a beautiful way to put it. Because really, I recently saw a mom of 4 kids, and she was talking about how she was feeling overwhelmed. She was tired. She was feeling overwhelmed, and I know, bringing up a grandchild, it's definitely not easy, because the gap, the difference, so it's gonna be something for you, and that was why I wanted you to say that, to give those words of encouragement, and I'm glad you did. Thank you so much. So, can you share with us some of the challenging times with your grandson that you pushed through with God's help?
Well, I think that sometimes the greatest lessons aren't loud lessons. They're the lessons that are whispered. And I say challenges with my grandson are sometimes he may be quiet. He might seem just a little off. And noticing that and taking time to sit and kind of just tune in and see where he is and what is bothering him. And usually when you take the time to sit and talk, you can get through things. Now he's in 4th grade, so he's going to be 10 soon. And so he's very into his friends, and I'm teaching him how to be a leader, not a follower. And in a public school, that's very challenging, because we live in a Christian home, so we practice our Christian values and our Christian morals and our ways here. And then he goes to public school, and when he comes home, we have to relearn those again and again and again. But that's okay, because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? That's what my purpose is to guide and steward the young ones, so that one day that they will grow up and do the same. when they have their own family, or when they're out in the community and have a desire to help others, is because we are constantly teaching, or I'm teaching him how to steward through the eyes of God. And it's every day. It's full of excitement, and sometimes it's more challenging. I have more challenging days. As I said before, he's very high-spirited, so it doesn't always go perfect. But I use pause in my house, and pause works really well. Kids get overwhelmed, adults get overwhelmed, and sometimes you just need to say, we need to pause right now. Sometimes it's just a moment, 5 seconds of silence in your crazy busy day. Sometimes it's a quick prayer. God, I need you in my life right now. Help me to go forward in a way that's pleasing to you. That shifts your focus, your perspective immediately. It's just the pause. Finding the pause is what's so important.
Yeah, because sometimes we keep going and going and going, even when we're running on fumes. We keep going, and really, I also believe that there are times to pause, as you said, and it's always good to find those times to pause before you continue, regain your strength and continue.
Another thing that is very important is meditation. Sometimes I meditate with music, relaxing, instrumental music, nature music. Sometimes I will meditate. Most times I meditate right before I pray, but sometimes I do it in silence. Sitting in silence is the most rewarding thing that a person can ever do. It's hard. It takes a lot of practice, but I've been doing it for about 20 years, and it's been life-changing for me. And I'm trying to teach this skill to my grandson so that he one day, every person that does it definitely uses it in areas of their life that they didn't think that they would, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you because I do that a lot. So I agree with you because that's what I do, and I it's very relaxing. It's rejuvenating, especially when you feel tired, when you feel overwhelmed.
Yes.
And when you just want to shut the world away and just relax, especially with scriptures, with music, as you said, or just being all by yourself.
Yes.
Wow. I love it. I really love it. And I'd really like to use this opportunity. I don't know if I probably should be saying this or not, but I'd really like to say thank you for being a good grandmother who is taking care of her grandson in the ways of the Lord. Because these days kids go out, they see a lot of things, they hear a lot of things, and you've been playing a huge role to making sure that the ways of the world do not influence your grandson. And I'd really like to say thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. It's I wouldn't have it any other way. It is our ways of the world are just not kind, and I don't want him to be to be a follower of the ways of the world. I see it with young kids and the way they speak to one another, the way they act around one another. But it all starts with the heart. You have to have love. It starts from love. You have to have the love first, which then connects your mind, which then connects your actions. So that's why I created the Whispers from Heaven. As a grandmother raising Gabriel, I understand how busy life is. So, and I really think that families are longing for connection. I just wanted them to feel like they could curl up together to experience peace and faith in God in everyday moments. So just in bedtime or on a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon, read the book. You're creating an experience of love and connection and getting back into God's Word. Because we know that the Bible, it can be very hard to understand. It's very deep. It's just, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, Faith, is. It's hard to digest at times and understand what the message is. So I wrote the books in a way that explains the Bible verses, but I wove it into stories so that it keeps the interest of children. And parents also have an aha moment. So I've received great reviews from my books, from grandparents, from church ministers and pastors and other teachers saying, I love how you weaved all of that together and made the connection for children. It seems like it was effortlessly done, but it wasn't effortlessly done. It was from a whisper, from a prayer, to faith, to patience, to 20 books later, and I'm still writing.
To 20 books later, and you're still writing. That's awesome. And I look forward to seeing more books written by you. And thank you so much. And congratulations, 20 books. I'm an author, but I'm currently going on my 7th book. So I can imagine 20, that's a lot.
And I took the advice from a dear friend of mine who also happens to be from Africa. She's from Namibia.
Oh.
I'm working towards my PhD in Clinical Pastoral Counseling so that I can use it to help families that have been victims of trauma in their life. And that's been a very rewarding experience. I have about 9 or 10 months left to go. And I said, I keep feeling this calling on my heart, this tug on my heart. And I know that this is what the Lord wants me to do, is write these books, but I am in the middle of doing something right now. And I just don't feel that I can dedicate the time. She kept telling me, you need to put your PhD aside and you need to get your stories out. Do it now, take the time off. And when you're finished, get back to your PhD. And
wow.
So I jumped in with both feet with God's blessing, and I haven't stopped. And I'm over halfway there, and then I'll get back to my PhD. So it's been an exciting journey so far.
Whoa. And I'm so glad you listened to her, and because if you didn't, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yes, I agree. But I don't want these stories to just sit on shelves. That's not why I'm writing these stories. I want them to become a part of a family, a book they're books that should be treasured, like a favorite read. That's what I want. Sure,
really. I mean, that's what I believe most authors desire, that their books will reach the right audience and the right people will pick up the book and be encouraged and, have a nice time reading their book. And I pray that would also be so for you, Belinda. And you've heard it all from Belinda. You can pick a copy of her book, share with your family, share with parents with young kids between ages 3 to 9, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that you can read these stories during bedtimes, during just a time out with your family, and any other special time. You won't give them to read on their own if they can read the books on their own. I mean, I was really moved, and I was happy that I spoke with Belinda and Belinda, I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because I'm thinking that children have lots of energy.
Yes, they do.
So I'm thinking that it's probably, I do not know, because I'm not a mother yet and I'm not a grandmom yet. So I'm thinking that it's probably easier to to train up a child as a mother more than a grandmother. Why I said so is that a mother is younger and probably has the energy to contain the child. But, my mom, she would always say, I'm done training you guys. So, please, I don't want you bringing another child to train because I'm not sure I have the energy. Yeah. So that's why I really admire what you do.
Well, thank you. My books are full of lively experiences, from fishing to crabbing to kite flying. Well, I'd just like to encourage anyone that's listening today that life can become busy and loud, and sometimes our hearts grow tired, and it's without us even realizing it. But God still speaks in gentle ways to us. Sometimes it can be through a sunrise or a child's laugh, or maybe even just a quiet moment sitting on the porch with a cup of coffee or hot tea, or a story or a conversation shared together. But my prayer is that each of you slow down long enough to hear the whispers of God's love, because it's all around.
Yeah.
And that you're seen, you're loved, and you're never walking alone. He's always there.
Thank you so much, Belinda. I'm really grateful for your kind words, and I pray and I hope that everyone listening to us will get a copy of your book. And I really love the fact that there are prayer sections for kids. I mean, that's also wonderful. That's awesome and beautiful about your book. And I forgot to ask. So if someone wants to buy a copy of your book, where would they be able to do that?
Right now, you can find it on, they're available on Amazon. And you can look up Whispers from Heaven series or Belinda Dawn Allen books, and you'll find them on Amazon.
Okay. So do you have a website in case if someone wants to reach you?
Yes, I have an author page, and I also have a TikTok account that is strictly for Whispers from Heaven, and you'll get sneak peeks and of characters and like snippets of moments that have helped create the series, which is nice to take a look and see that. And TikTok is Whispers from Heaven.
Oh, well, okay. What's the TikTok account? What's the name?
It's under Whispers from Heaven.
Okay. All right. You've heard it all from Belinda. Are you on Instagram?
I am under Instagram. It's Angel Dawn, the number 4, the letter U, 2. So Angel Dawn for you too. And that's just another extension from the Whispers from Heaven TikTok account where I post. It's just fun stuff. Sometimes it's a question that a parent might need to read, to slow down, to pause, to think, hey, yeah, that really applies to me too. Parents' encouragement. I try to make it fun.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So you've heard it all from Belinda Dawn Allen, and you can go to the show notes where you can see all relevant links where you can click to buy a copy of her book, a copy of one of her books, and also her TikTok link, and also follow her on Instagram, especially if you're a parent of a young kid. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I'll definitely be back. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed, and bye-bye, everyone.
Step into the light where hope is found. Voices of love with a peaceful sound. The Christian reader calls to thee, oh, hope is found. Voices of love with a peaceful sound. The Christian reader calls to thee, a work is found. Voices of love with a peaceful sound. The Christian reader calls to thee, a world of grace and harmony.